a week one full of scandals. We have the Pursuit scandal. We have the Russian government intercepting the replay to Miami, Indianapolis. We don't know why. There are rumors that there was some sort of scandal involving a hot Russian teacher and a midget wearing a cowboy hat. And let's be honest, let's just be real. If one of the coaches are going to be involved in a scandal like that, it's most definitely Paddy. Between him and me, it's most definitely Paddy. Crazy week. A lot of good games, some upsets, some surprises. Some Pokemon just popped off that I didn't see coming. Some big games. 2 coaches on holidays, so 2 games aren't complete, but that's okay. 1 game got done early for week 2 by one of the coaches, so that's good. It's all fine. So some teams I won't be able to talk about much because I haven't really done anything. They might move up or down, but it's just based on the teams around them. Let's just get straight into it. So first, actually, what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna talk about the week a little bit. I think I'm gonna take this time to go through the game of the match, the upset of the week, and I think the Pokemon of the week. Well, might as well just do it now. Everyone's here, everyone's watching, got everyone's attention at the start of the video. Saves me like writing a whole paragraph. Game of the week or upset of the week for me was Cincinnati just absolutely railing Las Vegas. Absolutely railing Las Vegas. I know what a lot of you were going to say, look, there are a lot of things that went the way of Cincinnati, and a lot of things went wrong. Like Las Vegas was just very unlucky with rolls and hacks and all that. And do you know what I say to you? I say you can take Tyrantrum's head, you can turn it sideways, you can lube it up just the way you like it, and you can jam it straight up your ass, because we are not taking this away from Tyrantrum and this game. Because Tyrantrum, guess what? Pokemon of the week. Also Pokemon of the week. So Cincinnati cleaned up week 1. But yes, if you want to be like realistic, it was very unlucky for Las Vegas, and that doesn't really correlate to a string of losses. If you do the right thing and you get unlucky, and that's why you lose, then it just is what it is. But that will show up in the tier list we have coming up. So in tier D, the bottom tier, we have no one. I was very impressed by the coaches and the teams in tier D to start the season. So no teams in tier D. There are no dog shit teams. Good job. In tier C, we have, I believe, 1 member. Let me just move my webcam real quick. We have 1 team out. We have 1 team in. So Jacksonville have dropped down to C tier. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where his head's at. Actually, I know exactly where his head's at. He said he's living rent-free in his girlfriend's vagina. And let's be honest, it is absolutely respectable. I respect it. You know, we should all have times like that. I'm expecting at least 5 or 6 of the coaches in the next, 3-4 seasons just completely spiral out of control and completely throw your team in the fire for a go. I expect it. I hope to see it. I vote Denver. I think he's next. His time's coming. You hear that? Your time's coming. Yeah, that's all the analysis I really have for Jacksonville. I think that pretty much sums it up. I don't think there's really anything else to say. New England, they got a trade for Regieleki. Good. Gives them a spinner. They finally have hazard removal. That instantly, I think, for the most part, bumps their team up to C, because Regieleki is a really good rapid spinner. Get him for free, a spinner is just guaranteed. Guaranteed to get the spin off. And they played well. Tennessee also played well. This was a team that played, I think it was Buffalo. Buffalo was a team that I was kind of worried about. I thought the defense on paper looks very scary when you really dive into it. There were some holes in there, even though the whole team's defensive, which is like, it's wild to say. But Tennessee came out and they got a win. LA Rampardos, tough game for the first week for the first coach. But LA Rampardos, they're just living up to their name of losing all the time. But I'm sure he'll get it together. It's first week, you're kind of taking over a team that you didn't really draft yourself. You drafted half of it. You're kind of new to the league. You'll figure it out. And like, it's a trend. Like all the new coaches, they all struggled week 1. Slow Kings. They played Philadelphia, I believe. I think. I'm just going to go with it. I'm pretty sure it's Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure they got spanked. absolutely spanked. But look, Beedrill's 2-time champions, probably the best team in the league based on like legacy and all that stuff. So look, Philadelphia good. You just got to bounce back week 2. Detroit. Detroit. Look, I was impressed actually. I was actually impressed. Even though they did lose, I was impressed. Just a few little things that could be done to like solidify those wins. Just wrap them up. I think you're improving though, just a little bit by bit, and your team's good, the best you've ever had. Just make sure when you're prepping and you're doing your games, make sure you think before you even start prepping, how are you going to win? How are you going to win this game? Once you figure out how you're going to win, then just keep that in the back of your head. And however your plan is to win, make sure you don't jeopardize that throughout the game. Make sure, for example, you plan to sweep with Scolipede, okay? Make sure if things are faster, maybe make sure you guarantee the protect, okay? Just so you guarantee the speed boost. And then just keep Scolipede healthy. I don't know if that was your plan. I don't remember the replay and how it played out. This is just an example. Just get your win condition, keep it, protect it throughout the game, and then bring it out when you need to, and then win. Dallas. So this was JJ's first game with the team. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I watched the replay. But it was tough. Hopefully they can bounce back week 2. He does love his Infernape, so hopefully Infernape gets some kills and carry week 2. Baltimore had a very good game. They really held off Denver. But I think from the top of my head, this is the Mew team. I was going to say it was the team that didn't have removal, but it's the Mew team. They did well. But I still have faith in Zone, and I still have faith in Denver. Like, he's the member of the 5-0 club with a team that had like 20 cap space left over. In his first season, he just has to reclaim it. I don't really know I don't know if he already has found a girlfriend. He just hasn't told any of us, and that's why he's just going down a complete spiral of disaster and depression and losses and everything else. But hopefully he bounces back. Buffalo, we talked about a little bit. This defense, it's got to come good eventually. Eventually it will come good. I'm sure he'll figure it out. He is a very good coach. So I've heard. But it was a rough week 1, so hopefully he can bounce back and bring it all together. Kansas City. My beloved Kansas City Charizards. I really want them to do well, and they didn't. And they're going to lose week 2 because they're playing me. I'm not going to let him win. No, he might beat me. He was the first coach to ever beat me. When I went undefeated season 1, and then I was doing really good in season 2, and he was the first coach to ever beat me in the league. So he can beat me. He's beaten me before. He's 1-0 against me. So who knows? But I do like this team, and I do like the coach. One of my favorite people in the league. I hope he pulls it together though. Now, we've talked about Jacksonville. Let's go straight to Tier B. Let's reveal the entire tier. Now, we have, I think, 2 new teams. 2 new teams in Tier B. Seattle have moved up to Tier B, and Carolina have moved down. Now, this is the thing that overall, I would say my rankings for the preseason were overall extremely accurate, I would say. Very, very accurate. The only thing that I think I did mess up on was, and I do this every season because I think it's fun and it's just like good to do. I think it mixes it up a little bit. I make like little projections and like predict a team to do really well. But in reality, these rankings aren't really a team ranking, and there is almost 0 point to ranking teams. Because really, this is more of a coach ranking than anything else. And did Polly ever do anything to really justify being a C tier team? No. And he came out and he won. And let's be real, he's not a C tier coach. His team's going to be in B. It should have been in B. Even if it is bad, in my opinion, compared to the other teams in B. He's a better coach than a lot of the coaches in B. And then we have Carolina. Carolina, one of the best teams in B, but has the coach stepped up and had a tier performance season yet? No. But I put him in A because I thought, I just see this team pulling it together. But coaching means more than the team, and you got to prove to me that you're an A tier coach before you go into the A tier. And I had to drop him down to B. Upsetting loss in week 1. But overall, everything else I think was like pretty solid. I think they were the two ones where I think I was just wrong on. And even if we go down to tier C, I don't think Swordfish is a C tier coach, but he's been playing like one ever since he got a girlfriend, we all know. Yeah, and the other two were Philadelphia and New York. So these were two that I actually think I did the right thing, where I thought these were actually C tier teams, but I thought the coaching was so good that I have to put them at B. I just have to, and I put them at the bottom of B. And they came out and they kind of dominated. So I put them up to the top of B, and they could realistically go to A because coaches are good. You got a 2-time champion. We have last year's champion, one of the best coaches in the league, in my opinion, both of them. So they could easily move up to A. Other teams to point out that really, okay, we got to talk about Green Bay. This is the fun one. Absolutely thrilled that they lost. Absolutely thrilled, because if they came out and won, it would really make me look like an idiot after I kind of shit on the trading and all the chaos that happened with them. So absolutely thrilled that they lost. Nothing personal, just to protect my image, which is all I care about. No, I'm kidding. But no, this is still a good team. Still a good coach. They can absolutely bounce back. This coach just gets better and better every season. It was a rough week 1, but they can easily bounce back. Chicago did well. I can't wait to see them and Green Bay play each other. I don't know if it's this week. I can't remember when the divisional round is. But that's going to be the thing that really separates the teams, because right now I see them as like really even teams. I think Green Bay's team still a little bit better. Chicago's team a little bit better, but I think the coaching, just based off performance and how they've performed throughout the league so far, I would give the edge to Green Bay, but they're like dead even when you balance it all out. New Orleans, very good season, very good game. I'm pretty sure they won. I think. Let me just check real quick. Okay, so I was thinking about the right team. Dominant victory. I think this was the only new coach to really just have a win in week 1, and not only did they win, they won 5-0. Huge win, dominant. Could definitely see them moving up the tier list a lot if they can put some consistent performances together and get some back-to-back wins. And a lot of these other teams, I think like a whole lot to say. It was just kind of like, they pretty much did what they were expected to do. They just came out, did what they needed. The loss to Atlanta, they played Arizona. One of them's got to win. They're both very good teams, very close to even. You can really just rearrange this B tier as much as you want. I'm not really gonna argue. I didn't do too much rearranging with it. You could easily put Arizona up more, Atlanta down more, Carolina down more, LA Wild Chargers up more. It's all whatever. Like, they're all so close, it doesn't even matter at this point. But yeah, Cincinnati. So Cincinnati, they were the biggest surprise last season, and then they came out this season and beat Las Vegas. That's kind of huge. That's massive though. That's really damn good for this team. I think we're gonna have to start respecting Cincinnati a little more. But I think if I could make a B+, I would probably go Colts to Cincinnati and probably put these 4 teams in a B+ tier. I just didn't want to mess around with it too much. But I think these are the clear top 4 teams in the tier, and then the others are just below. But the gap isn't that big. TA, we have no changes, except we have obviously Carolina dropping down. Why didn't Rose Raiders drop down? Because look, it's fun for the narrative to just go like this team clutched up, Tyrantrum clutched up. It was the MVP of the week. It dominated Cincinnati. They're going straight back to the first seed again. But that's all fun. But really, Las Vegas did get unlucky. I think Tyrantrum lived on like 1% and then ended up sweeping. There are a few other things that didn't go the way of Rose Raiders. And if they did, would they have won the game? Maybe. We don't really know. They could have still lost, but Tyrantrum probably wouldn't have done what it did. And we all know if you do the right thing each week, but you still lose to like, Pokemon things, overall you're going to win more than you lose and you're going to be fine. It's just how it is, if you're down for the 1v1, it's your last Pokemon. This is just a hypothetical example. You have your Swellow against, it's whatever really slow Pokemon. You're paralyzed, you're still faster, all you have to do is land your hit and you win, but you get paralyzed and you lose. You win that game more often than you don't. You ended up losing, but most times you'd have won. What's your takeaway from that? Well, if you replay that however many times, you win more than you lose. In the long term, if that keeps happening, you're going to win. You're going to win a championship eventually. It's just how it is. But yeah, this is still an A-tier team because the big thing, the coaching is really, really good. And like I said, these other 4 teams in Tier B, they could easily move up to Tier A. They just got to just show me that they can take the team there, because I'm a little worried about their teams. Tampa Bay and San Francisco didn't play. Coaches on holidays. Houston, good game, dominant game. Utilized the hazards well. Utilized Tangela very, very well, which was huge because that was, I believe, one of the Pokemon that we were looking at. So they're gonna have to really step up to like really complete the defensive core. Huge game from Tangela, so awesome, good to see it. Could move up to S tier eventually. And then we have the 2 teams in S tier, didn't change. They went out, they did what they had to do. Good games. Nothing more to really say. They just did what they were expected to do. And yeah, that's the rankings for week 1, going into week 2. So hope you enjoyed the video. Pretty quick one this time. Didn't spend too much time on the teams because not a lot has changed. I think most of the results were like relatively expected. There were some coaches that I just had in the wrong spot, and there were a few upsets, but not too many. But week 2 is looking to be pretty exciting. Let's have a quick look at the schedule over here. Okay, straight away, huge matchup between Houston and Cincinnati. Cincinnati are going to have back-to-back big games. So they pull off this, if they beat LA week 1, Las Vegas week 1, and then Houston week 2, that's huge. And Houston's a team that knocked them out of playoffs last season. So this is a giant game for Cincinnati. Like, huge. If they come out 2 wins to start the season, that's scary, man, because they were the top seed last season. Colts and Padoofs, big game. Tough opening schedule for Paddy, but if he can pull it through with his Russian scandal going on, then good for him. But big game for him. Tennessee and Baltimore. This will be a good game too. Two of the lower tier teams. One of them is going to start 2-0, which is going to be massive for them. What other big games do we have? Denver and Buffalo will be fun. These are 2 like very, very fun teams. Some of my favorite teams in the league. Both started 0-2 or 0-1 to start the season. So one of them going to get their first win. This will be a fun game. Definitely watch this one. This game has already been played. Got played early. I think this one will be good. Green Bay and Carolina. This one will be a good game. This one will be really good. Both these teams are fun. Like I have shit on the trade a little bit, but it's a fun team. It is still a fun team. So this will be a good game to watch. Carolina's going to want to bounce back after being dropped down from Tier A to Tier B. They're going to want to bounce back. Okay, here we go. These two games right here. New York and Seattle, and then Philadelphia and Arizona. They're going to be massive games. They're going to be some of the games of the week as well. Huge games. We'll see if Paulie can start 2-0 after I sort of like shut on the team a little bit to open the season, said there was no defense. He is the king of hyper offense. So if anyone's going to make it work, it is him. So we'll see what happens. And then yeah, Philadelphia and Arizona, huge game. Man, if you kind of popped off, would have got Pokemon of the week if it wasn't for Tyrantrum. So we'll see how that one goes. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. I'll see you all in the next one.